So essentially, if you want Auto-Tune to work in automatic mode, really all you're looking to do is specify your key, your scale, your input type, and then these 4 dials here, as need be, to try and get a more natural sounding adjustment. Once you have it set as you wish, that's it done.
I think it's time to sing.
However, you can see with my settings here, the results aren't perfect. It may be that most of your situation is fine, however, you just need to tweak a note here or a note there. Alternatively, you may want absolute control over everything that you specify. And this is where we have the graphic mode. Under graphic mode, if I choose to clear all data, you can see all tracking and correction data will be lost. This cannot be undone. That's fine, I shall lose it all. So within my display here, I now have an empty view. Nothing is buffered. All I do is I choose track pitch and then get this playing. When you're finished playing back as much as you need, turn the track pitch off and you'll get a graphical display of what you have as a visible waveform. This may look slightly confusing at first. However, we can see I think it's time to sing. We can see here that this is based around the A. This section here is based around C3, coming down to G sharp 2, staying on G sharp 2, returning to A. The closer you are to the horizontal line, the nearer you are to being perfectly on pitch. So this note, and this note, not too bad. If I'm forcing this into the key of C, G sharp is way out, and so I need to adjust, and A is not too bad. So I'll need to adjust in particular this section and this section. If I click on Make Curve, you can see we get these blue lines superimposed over the red. I choose the arrow and I click off. We can see the relevant squares, active notice here, disappear. Click on the part, the squares on the end reappear. And what I can do is adjust the blue lines up or down to correct pitch as I desire. I should bring this one up to A, bring this one up to A, and bring this down to more of an average based on the A. Having a quick listen.
I think it's time to sing.
So this is now a lot closer to being in the correct key. We can see here most of this is on pitch, but it loses tracking and comes a bit sharp at the end. No problem. If you notice my cursor changes to the 4 arrows when I choose to float over the end, as opposed to the double vertical arrow somewhere in the middle. If I change to an extreme, you can see the blue line increases up or increases down. I can use this to level off my bar here, pull it up a bit, and that has now averaged out a bit more of the vibrato. If we just listen to that note,
I think
you can hear it sounds on pitch. We can see here, this has, especially towards the end, a fairly large amount of vibrato. Perhaps I'd like to reduce this. If I choose my I-beam here and make a selection, I can now adjust my vibrato. You notice that as I do, the lines do indeed get smaller. However, it has now returned this back down to its original pitch, and so I need to pull this back up to where it was. So somewhere around about there.
Think it's time to
So we can hear that the vibrato has definitely been reduced. Likewise here, I can try and central this a bit more, because the vibrato is generally heading upwards a bit. However, if I try and adjust this, you can see it moves the entire section. A quick click on the pair of scissors, as you see, it has separated these off, and now I can concentrate on just evening out that vibrato. And so now, as a set,
I think it's time to sing.
so it's getting better. If I wanted, I could completely adjust this, or alter this to an extreme. If I choose this tool here, I can draw a fairly flat line, and this will adjust this right down. In fact, I should come across the end and remove the vibrato here. Same again here. This one I'm going to draw in a bit of vibrato. Let's hear how this one sounds.
I think it's time to sing.
You can hear the wobbliness there on my drawing. Likewise, if I make a big one there,
It's time.
you can hear you can use it as subtly or as extreme as you desire. The one to the left is a similar idea, but rather than being freehand, it's a tool which requires clicking between points. As I click, you can see there is a line extending from my last point up to my current cursor position. A double click ends the tail. That's probably not what I'm going to want to happen in this case. I can choose undo. You can undo quite a lot of steps. With this tool, you can choose to snap to note. As you can see, if I click somewhere between the two, it's either going to be on the A or the A sharp. So this allows you to get very exact matches very quickly.
I think it's time to sing.
You can hear the side effect of doing it lazily across. By altering this instance here, we can hear the initial kick of the tuning coming into play. And so I can undo quite a lot of steps to get it back either to more natural or to wherever I like. I can choose to select all, cut them out. This means then I can paste this somewhere else, or I can choose make curve to create some new ones that I can now play with once again.